In this tutorial, I'm going to be covering how to add additional layers to your project. And in the other tutorial, I covered, if you update something in Illustrator and you have an Illustrator file in your After Effects project, it will automatically update. But if you add a layer, it doesn't update and add that layer. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this tutorial. So let me go over to Illustrator, and I have two files. One's called Cat and Mice Art, and one's called Cat and Mice. And the Cat and Mice.ai is the file I have in my After Effects project. This one is where I just like to make art, and then I'll paste things into this one. So what I'm going to do is I've got this hillside here, and I got this house. I'm going to take both of these things here. We'll do Command C, okay? And then we'll go over to the file that I have in my After Effects project, and we'll just do paste in front, okay? There we go. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is let's get rid of the original house. We'll hit delete. And I'm going to take this hillside, and let me see here. I just clicked too soon there. There we go. We're going to make a new layer and bring it up underneath the house. And we'll call this hill or hillside. Yeah, we'll just call it hill. Makes it easier. All right. And we're going to move this hill down below. Okay. And basically I just select it. And then you see this little dot here indicates the selected items. And I'm just going to drag them down here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command S or Control S if you're on PC. And then we'll go over to After Effects and see what has happened. It'll take a second here. There we go. So now it's updated the house. And we can play around with the scaling of it because obviously it needs to scale up just a little bit more. And so what we're going to do is we'll just go over to our layer here. Let me go down to the house layer, okay? And I'm going to hit the U key, and we'll drag up a little bit so we can see a little bit better here. And we're just going to take the scale up just a little bit more here, okay? So let me get on this one. Here's the scale. And we'll take it all the way up to 100 right here. I'm going to take it past 100. And by the way, in case, I know I've talked about this in class, but if you actually click this little button here, this one is for comp layer collapse transformation for vector and continuously rasterize. For any vector-based art, if you scale it up past its original size, it will actually maintain its resolution. Won't do that if you're using Photoshop art, okay? Won't do if you're using raster-based art. So anyway, let's see what this looks like now. So this is a nice nice house. I like that house so much better. It just needs to go just a little bit more here. And I think we'll just zoom in. Maybe we'll take this out just a little bit. Oh, I see it added another keyframe there. So we got two keyframes. We'll take this other keyframe and delete it. And move that back over. And let's see what this looks like now. Okay, good. Okay. So now I want to get this hillside in. And the way we're going to have to do that is this. I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to select, this is in my project window here. And I'm going to do Command I or Control I for on PC. And we're going to go find the file. We're using Cat and Mice and not Cat and Mice Art here. And this is all in my same folder as my After Effects. And this time we're going to import as footage. Okay? And we're going to click Open, but it's going to ask us this. Choose a layer. Okay? And so we're going to go and choose the layer. And we have one somewhere called Hill. Okay? And we'll just click OK. And so now we can drag this, and if we want to, we could put it into our cat and mouse layers. But I'm just going to drag this down into here. And we're going to move our house above it. Okay. And so let's scroll back here a little bit. And everything's really large. Now, that's probably because of the hill layer. Let's see. This is the house. I'll take that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's this hill layer so large. Um, so I'm going to actually have to scale it down here. So let's take this hill layer. We'll turn it back on here. Whoops. And hit the S key. And I'm just going to go all the way down here. And we'll scale it quite a ways down here. And therefore, you can see this is how you bring it in, okay? And that's basically what I wanted to cover. I'm going to have to obviously change its position, which is, we'll just move it down below where the house is at. And I can see already I need to make some other changes to it. But that's basically how we're going to need to bring in any additional layers. Now I'm going to do the same thing again, but this time I want to bring in, I want some clouds back here, okay? And I'm actually going to use a Photoshop file. And so over in Photoshop, I have a file called clouds, and I painted this with the Kyle's brushes. It's these concept art brushes. I just picked a cloud brush and painted these gray clouds, and they're all saved already, okay? So let's go back over into our After Effects file here, and what I'm going to do is click in the project window, do Command-I, and we're going to look for it. There we go, and bring it in as footage, okay? And then we could choose the layer, and it's going to be layer 1. I didn't name that layer here. And so now if I bring this down in here, we've got clouds, okay? And that's very simple. So that's how you bring additional files into your After Effects, and how do you bring additional layers, that is. One key thing I want to point out here, and that is very important, and that is all of this, this is my file folder, and this is the project I'm working on here. Here's another version of it. And this is all my art files. It's important that you keep all these things in the same folder. I know I've covered this in other tutorials, but I just want to point this out again, okay?